Hello guys, today we are going to show you how to do your first steps in Artyx. Okay, today's video is for doing a basic workflow in image generation and also how to create some 3D objects. What are the key or the main parts that you need to know to speed up your workflow and how to create good things in Artyx, and also how to interact with the Artyx agent, which is the most premium feature that we have here. Of course, the first thing that you need to do is just log in. You can use your email password or continue with Google. After login, the screen that will appear is dashboard or home screen. In home screen, you will see all your workspace, the workspace that you was working on, and of course I was working in some workspace, so I have here some of them, but probably you will have it empty. And here you can of course select the workspace. You choose a classical project handling like removing, showing folder, opening a new window, or reordering. And here you have the new workspace button and the open project for open maybe an export project of Artyx. You can share your project with other colleagues with exporting and importing from this button. And here we have the button settings, which we will have some account information and other kind of menu that we are going to see later on. First, creating the first workspace, we need to click here in this orange button. When doing click, Artyx will open a new workspace for us. And as you can see, it's all empty, it's all white because we don't have any creation yet. And this menu here in the left, we can just collide or expand. Okay. Also, we have some shortcuts. In this case, we have to Control B or Command B for doing those kind of operation. And the same for the Artyx agent here. We can press this shortcut and the menu will appear or disappear. In Artyx, you will see that you have tons of shortcuts that you can configure depending on which previous tool you came from. For example, if we press Command B or Control B, we open the left sidebar and we can go to settings. And here in shortcut, we can just modify some shortcut, for example, for select nodes, copy nodes, etc. And also you can select your preset. Again, the preset are just some configuration that we just insert in the application for those people that came from Blender or Photoshop or another tool that is used to that kind of shortcut. So you want to keep that same ability in your fingers, so you just can select another preset, or also you can customize, personalize shortcut by just clicking, for example, and select all operation and action. Just click here and you can press the keys. If you want to cancel, just press escape and it's cancelled. Well, following with our empty workspace, we are going to start with some basic creation. For doing a creation, you need to talk with the Artyx agent. The Artyx agent is the first 3D agent that we have created for doing a lot of kind of operation. For example, I'm gonna remove this button here, this menu. Sorry. We can just tell something to Artyx agent to what to build. For example, here are some prompts: customization ideas, concept art, or character exploration style image. We are going to start with some character exploration. Let's click here, or you can type whatever you want. So we told agent to create 3 Mortal Kombat style female fighters, a kind of character exploration to see, and let's see to what agent can create, right? So let's wait a little bit. This is an agent, so the agent will plan, will think before giving you the answer, so it can take some seconds. Here we see that because we ask the user for create 3 image, the agent will call 3 times to generate image tool in parallel. And here we have the creations. Here we have the result, and the agent will start generating a text response for you prompt. Well, this is pretty good. I have great true fighters in a greeting material, etc. Perfect. Well, we can do with this image, what can we do? Well, we can just keep iterating in this image. We can select just one of them, for example, and automatically will be referenced here in the chat will be attached as reference. For example, if I change, or also, of course, you can select multiple ones, and multiple ones will be referenced. Well, let's say that I want to just keep iterating in this one. I can select, or also I can just tell with text. All image in Artyx has a name and description, so I can just tell the agent generate Halloween skin variant and Christmas for this character and presenter. And we see that we reference the image and just tell the agent what to do, and the agent will plan, and we start approaching those tasks, right? So as because we ask for two variants, Halloween one and Christmas one, we see that the agent do two parallel tool callings to generate those images. Here we have the results, very nice, and here we have the result. Well, and as you can see, Artyx agent works pretty well for doing some brainstorming of ideas, some character exploration, or generating image for concept arts, etc. And you can, of course, give some image reference and tell agent to edit those images. Well, so what we can do next? Let's say that I like this one. We can create a 3D object from this image. In Artyx, you have two modes of interacting with image. The first one that we already saw recently is the Artyx agent. You can just click on this or just keep it chatting here, and the agent will read your message and will start doing some kind of actions, tool callings. Or also we can just click in this plus symbol here, and we can ask agent to do some edit for this image or for creating some variant. What is the difference? The difference is that this message, this prompt is like ephemeral, doesn't have any memory, doesn't have the memory of or the context of previous conversation or previous text. And in Artyx agent, you have all this memory that we were talking with the agent. Of course, the agent can see previous message in the chat, but here is like a more ephemeral edit, a more local or fast edit. And also you can write something here, you can paste image or select or import image, or you have some fast action here. What is a fast action? A fast action is something that you can click and will open some menu to do. For example, we have generate 3D, which is some of the most popular fast action, and also we have image segmentation to segment an image in different parts. Let's click generate 3D, and in generate 3D we have a model will appear, and we can choose the provider of 3D generation. We have tons of provider, and we are going to add more as eventually. And also we can define the phases or value count and the format of the file. For example, I want to choose triple single view. We have also multi-view. In multi-view, you need to select other parts, other sides of your picture. Because we didn't generate multi-view, I don't have it, but you can just ask agent for generate those extra views that you need for the image that you want, right? So let's click generate 3D, single view. Let's put 50,000 K. Oh, there is a menu here which is annoying me. And the format, which will be GLB. And let's click generate 3D. This will spawn a 3D node, and the 3D node will wait for the provider which in this case was triple, and will start processing the mesh. And of course, 3D generation can take longer than any image generation because 3D operations are more compute expensive, right? So while this is generating, we can just keep it iterating. Let's put it here. And let's segment this image. Let's say that I want to segment this image. I can just click. We can ask the agent to do this, but we have a very specialized agent, which is the segment iteration. Clicking in this plus symbol, click in image segmentation fast action. And we can see that the image segmentation operation will start analyzing the image and will create some of the parts that you need to separate your image, right? And this can take 10 to 30 seconds depending on the complexity of the image. And also, while this is processing, we can continue working in Artyx, because one of the zen of Artyx is accelerating workflows and doing parallel work, so we can keep iterating with the agent meanwhile this is generated, right? So here we have the result. This is the result of image segmentation. The agent detected 8 parts at first, and we can just edit the part. Maybe we want another part, or just remove or reanalyze. And also we can add some parts. Maybe the agent just missed some part. We can just clarify here and add it. Let's see. It's okay. Let's click run. This will spawn all the parts in parallel image task and will spawn here. And then we can just create the individual objects for those parts. And this, we can see that in Artyx we can do image generation, 3D generation, and also create modular objects. A modular object is a pretty hot trend topic right now in 3D space, because nobody wants to create a 3D object just all in once, right? A general body. Here are some parts. Some of them are pretty good, and others maybe are not just right. This is wrong, so we can just reiterate or just select to reference to agent to do some change. But in general, the other ones are okay. Let's say that I want to create the boots in 3D. Just again, click the plus symbol, generate 3D with the model that you want to choose. Let's choose another one, Pixel 3D, 5K, format, GLB, pixel just support GLB, and let's click generate 3D, and the generate will start generating. Well, the boots 3D object is done, and also the player. Let's see, this is the result from Zibo, pretty good. And here when we have a 3D object node, if we do right click, we can export the object, open in folder, and also for image you can copy the image, open in folder. And for 2D object, this is a node you can move or you can resize. But if you want to see it in full screen, just or more detailed view, just do double click in the node and a model will pop up. And here we have the 3D object. Here on the right we have some configurations like exporting the model, some lighting configuration, and also some camera configuration. In this case, let's click a scene, and in a scene we can just put solid color and wireframe to see the polygons and the details of it. And also we can change the background, maybe if we can see well. And also some metadata of the model. Well, this went good. And let's see the boots. Here are the boots. Okay, the result was not the best, but of course it depends on the model that you have chosen and the configuration of the parameters, right? So we can just reiterate again. You can drag and drop, not just click here. You can drag and drop for another part, generate 3D, and with our model, other parameters, and retry again. Well, what we can do also in 3D models, 3D nodes, we also have this plus symbol. You can see that plus symbol in image has these options, but in 3D we will have another options, which could be extract orthographic views, a pretty useful things, extract texture map to edit with AI, retexture with Meshy, retopologize or optimization of topology, and part splitter that we have Hunshuan 3D part splitter currently. Oh, okay, this accepts just FBX objects, and this one is GLB, so we can't use part splitter in this one, but we have the other configuration. For example, retexture, you have Meshy retexture, you can send the prompt, the style reference image if you want PBR maps, and you have retopologize, Meshy B5 or Mesh or Hunshuan Smart Topology, and we are going to add more models eventually. And also you have extract texture map. This will extract the texture map as an image, and you can just edit with AI. For example, you can create a variation here, change color to yellow and to red, generate 2 variations of the this texture map. The AI will interpret here in a local edit, which is different from using the Artyx, which is a more global editor. And we have that texture map has this button of apply to model, which a normal image has not, because it's not a texture map. We're going to resize this. And let's wait some seconds. Here we have the result of texture map editing. As you can see, the original model is like purple. Let's apply the yellow one, clicking in apply to model. And here is the texture map, yellow, apply, AI modify. Very fast edit. Is the texture map editing is very good for doing some fast iteration on color of texture or some details of texture. But if you need to do a more complex retexture, remember that you can use Meshy retexturization for doing a more complex one, right? This is texture map, and if you want to work with orthographic view, which is also another useful feature, just click derive from a 3D object, clicking here plus symbol, or just drag and move to another part. Click extract view, and you can select different views. Let's say the front. It will extract the front. Depending of the model provider. For example, Tripo maybe not always choose the best coordinates, so front may not be the front orthographic view. So let's see what are the other ones. Right is the front. Here is. And here we have the orthographic view of the front of the Ninja in shallow color, because we just changed recently. And of course we can iterate this orthographic view with AI too. For example, let's click the symbol and let's ask for generate sci-fi scheme variation for this view. And it will generate and do an edit image of this orthographic view. As you can see also, the orthographic view has this apply to model button, as well as texture map, because those now are image indeed, but a special kind of image, because an orthographic view in Artyx we did some kind of post-processing to the orthographic views and texture maps, so we cannot treat as a normal image. We treat this object as a special treat. And here we have the result. Let's click apply to model. This can take some seconds depending on the computer speed. And we can see that the orthographic view front is applied. Very nice. And we can just keep iterating in orthographic view, but remember, doing texture map modification and orthographic view modification are pretty good, but are not 100% perfect, because maybe you want to edit some other part and the orthographic views are not prepared for that, you need to use Meshy retexture, which is a more complete retexturization, but it's pretty good for doing some fast prototypes or iteration or brainstorming of ideas. Well, that is the end of the video. I know that it took a little bit longer, but we can just pass from the entire workflow, basic workflow of Artyx. You can see there are a lot of operations, and all of them are AI powered. Of course, you can select the model, the brain model that is routing and is orchestrating and is improving your prompts, which is the brain model here in the chat. The model that you choose here and the image generation model as well. We have Banana 2 and GPT image, and eventually we are going to add more like Google imaging and all of that stuff, all of that providers. The model that you choose here is the model that is doing the modification here. For example, in the image editing, if I choose GPT image 2, the edition that we are going to do after selecting the model will be, of course, GPT image 2, the selected model. And as well for the brain model, the model that is orchestrating or routing your prompts, is answering to you, will be used the brain selected model. And finally, we have the design system, which is a pretty good feature, the design system. I'm gonna create a new chat. Here you have the history chat, and here you can create a new chat. And in a new conversation, you can, for example, let's say that I want to create a workspace that is plenty of Minecraft. I'm designing a Minecraft skin, I'm designing a Minecraft object. So of course, Minecraft has a particular topic, a particular visual style, and we want to follow that, of course, because this ninja model is not some Minecraft style, is another Mortal Kombat style with more resolution, more pixels, etc. So let's create a new workspace. Clicking here in the left, let's create a new workspace. And here, when we need to start with an idea, let's create, let's say the agent create, for example, male character with a hoodie, a black hoodie, something basic. I'm gonna choose Banana 2 and the router model. Let's keep Gemini 3 Flash and let's send this prompt. As you can see, the agent is interpreting my request and is generating the image, but you can see that I don't have any design system activated. I don't have any design system on. So the male character with black hoodie will be a generic character, right? This has nothing special, and it's very good because I didn't tell the agent nothing about the style, the visual topic, etc. But as we say recently, what if we want to do some kind of visual, we want to follow some kind of visual system, etc. We can use design system. If we click here, we can paste some image as reference that will be always injected in the prompts without being mentioned, or we can just change here the style, palette, mood, colors, etc. And let's write here voxel art Minecraft style, for example. And you can see the button here. We can make the design system on, which will turn this button in orange color, or just disable for don't use it, but I want to use it. So let's create this, and let's say the agent create the character again. And you will see the difference between sending the design system and without it. The first result was without it. So let's wait how the result will be just sending the design system of Minecraft and voxel art. And here we have the result. You can see clearly the difference. The first one was just generic. The second one was with the visual style of Minecraft and voxel art, and it's pretty useful because I don't need to telling the agent to follow that design. Just will be automatically injected in every interaction, in every prompt that we send to the agent. And you can also send image for reference. Well, guys, this is the truly end of the video. We have covered and we have passed from an entire workflow in Artyx and all the core features. We are going to upload more videos and how to do an advanced use of Artyx. But I hope you liked it. And remember that Artyx is in beta mode, so maybe you can find some bugs, you can find some issues, but we recommend you and ask you to follow our Discord page and our Twitter page, so you can see the new features, the updates, and also if you have some problem, you can send a message from the Discord. Me or another person from the staff can help you, or also the community team can help you. You can share your ideas, your art created in Artyx, and also you can tell us some suggestion to add to the app or something like that. I hope you liked it and see you next time.